Hey guys, Chris back with another discussion topic. One of the more common things that I see and get questions from with newer growers, granted that I'm not a very super seasoned grower, I'm only 2 or 3 seasons deep now, but one of the more prominent questions is in and around or pertaining to watering. Watering, in my opinion, is it's a sticky subject for most people because some people are super technical about it, and then you have people like me that are pretty lax about it. Plants, in the honest truth, don't, in my opinion, need water that much all the time. You don't have to keep them soaking wet. Don't worry if you're not soaking them every day, or you're not having to water every day, or if you miss a day. It's not going to be the end of the world. There's even some methods in gardening that suggest stressing the plants and not giving them water. Wait until they wilt. Things like that. But this all varies on so many things. Container size, soil mixture, temperature of your surroundings, your environment, how hot's it been, humidity content in the air. Are your plants available to catch rainwater, or are they under a cover like mine? There's so many things that can play into this, and we're going to walk through a couple things today, and I'm going to show you some little tips and tricks that I've came up with along the way that usually help me to kind of gauge whether or not that the water content of my soil in the containers or not. Okay, so here we have my Ghost and 2 Scotch bonnets, 2 prime examples of the night and day difference in the things that I look for when checking to see if plants need water. Right away, you can already tell these plants here are way bigger. Also, another factor that comes into play is not necessarily size, but age of the plant. How long and how ready is the plant to have its complete root system all the way through this container? As of this one, much younger plant in a larger container, I doubt that the roots have taken over the entire bottom part of that container. One of the easiest ways that I check myself when it comes to checking to see if plants need water is just take your hand and rake it through the potting mix. See some of the surface roots right here? That's a good indicator that the roots have gone through all of the entire container. You also can see this mix is pretty dry, which, granted, a fruiting plant this big and this old with this big of a root system is going to be big enough to take up a watering a day around in my area in about 80-degree weather like it has been. Now if we come over here in the Ghost and scratch around, we see that it's much more moist and compact. A lot of the times, a quick easy judge of how much water is in the soil is grab the bucket, pick the bucket up. If it's heavy, there's water in it. If it's kind of light, you need some water. Another thing to look out for when needing to water is right here. You see this separation between the container and the soil? How the soil is starting to break apart from the container and form its own without folding to the side? That's a pretty good indicator that the plant needs some water. So I can't give you a surefire method when it comes to checking if plants need water, but I can give you these tips to help you along. And I can also tell you that each plant is going to be different. As painstaking as it is, if you have the time, check every plant. Make sure that their soil is nice and moist, not too dry. And if you see a plant that starts to wilt, one of the usual things that it needs is just some straight up water, and you'll be out of it. Alright folks, that's been my 2 cents for today. Please like and subscribe, throw some comments down, Any suggestions for further videos, please let me know.